I'm pretty sure part 1 had a shit ton of echo, but there's really nothing we can do about it right now because Pika is shit with Skype. So, I apologize, but we'll try to have it fixed by the time Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania comes by. But for right now, this is part 2, and we are looking at the actual Royal Rumble match itself.
And I apologize as well.
Yep. Fucking Canadians. Alright. Roberto has a list of the people who are currently confirmed to be in the Rumble. Please state them in ascending to descending order. And we'll talk about them, I guess, one at a time.
Okay. The Usos.
I know they're not going to win, but I'm hoping they at least have somewhat of a strong performance because I kind of like them as a team. And they've been on pretty much a hot streak so far. That should carry into the Rumble match at least a little bit.
I just don't like the origin of their hot streak because the whole thing is the marriage between, I don't know which twin it was, but Naomi, and they're going to do a whole total divas shit on it and everything. I just think that's kind of lame. Like, I mean, if they're going to get a hot streak, like, legitimately, do something like, because maybe Rikishi's getting put in the Hall of Fame or something. I mean, like, something big like that. But they're not the worst tag team that's ever been, so.
No. They have a lot of charisma.
They do.
I think actually a better thing you could do with them is let Rikishi manage them. Give him a reason to be back on TV.
I really don't know why they haven't done that. Because, I mean, it's not like Rikishi left on bad terms when he left WWE, but
yeah.
I don't know.
I think it might be because the kind of road schedule that he would have is kind of too much for him now. I don't know, but...
I mean, I don't think he's in any kind of ill health or anything, so...
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It would be kind of worth doing, though.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Damian Sandow.
Whoa! Joke of the year. The only
like
person in history to actually fail a cash-in via getting pinned or tapped out. His career's dead. He's not going to have that great of a performance unless you disagree.
I'd love to see him have a great performance because I think Sandow's really a talented guy, and he can really get over with the fans too. And the other factor on that is I don't know what he's done to really piss off the higher ups, but they've just been burying the fuck out of him throughout the entire year. So maybe the Rumble is a breakthrough moment for him where he won't be, buried again. Like, I just hope he doesn't come into the Rumble, get his ass handed to him, and then gets tossed out of the ring in, in under a minute.
I hope so. There are other people who are entering the match that's good for. Who's next? And why is Pika not talking?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
The next up...
Well, he's clearly here. He's just being a dick.
The next up would be the Wyatt family.
Specifically, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan.
Yeah. But this is also not considering if Bray's going to be in the match itself, too. Which I do actually believe Bray will be in the match as well.
Yeah.
He's on the suspected list that's going to be in the match.
I suspect that they're going to have a moment where it's going to be all three members of the Wyatts and all three members of the Shield in the ring at the same time, and they're going to go at it at some point. At least I'm kind of hoping that happens. Because when they teased it on Raw, it was an amazing moment. I kind of want them to take full advantage of that. And I cannot be the only one who thinks that.
No.
Make it happen, WWE. Just make it happen.
I know this is going to be impossible for them to do just because of the stupidity on their part, but I would love to see like a big, huge ass fucking like faction battle between get some of the members that are left and relevant of Nexus, have them come in, have DX come in, have fucking Wyatt's, the Shield, all of them, like, just go at it.
Yeah, that won't happen, but that would be amazing.
I'll
give
entertaining.
you that.
That would be entertaining as hell.
Indeed. But the Wyatts are going to do okay. I'm pretty sure they'll be eliminated by the Shield if they're going to have that kind of moment. But I don't know. I don't see either member of the Wyatts coming anywhere close to being in the finals. Well,
I don't either.
In top 10, really. They'll be eliminated somewhere around the middle. Same with the Shield. But who's next?
Next up would be the Shield.
Well then, perfect segue.
Exactly.
Like I said, big brawl between the Shield and the Wyatts at some point. You gotta hope that'll happen anyway. Out of the three of them, obviously Roman Reigns is gonna last far longer than the other two. Might actually have him eliminate one of them.
I actually think it's going to be a moment where, because I've been noticing this throughout the different programs they've been having, the interviews and shit, that Ambrose is kind of like the instigator of shit. Like, because when they did the one part where they said, well, what if it comes down to the last three members of the Shield is the last guys in the match?
Mm-hmm.
And Dean was like, I would never eliminate them. And everyone in their right mind just knew right then, oh, bullshit. And Seth called him out on it, and he was like, okay, yeah, I was lying. I would totally eliminate both of you in a heartbeat. So it's like, okay, that's nice to tell your friends that, especially when you're going into a match where, you know, unity would get you far.
Yeah. You gotta love logical thinking in a faction.
Yeah.
Also, the thing about Roman Reigns, do you think he might break Kane's record?
No.
No.
I say yes, because records are meant to be broken, and what better way to, like, you know, elevate Roman Reigns?
Oh, really? So who's gonna break the record of Undertaker at WrestleMania?
I will be right back.
I don't know. Oh, Daniel Bryan.
Except Bryan's lost at WrestleMania, so he's no longer eligible.
Oh.
Remember, you're talking about people who... Somebody would have to be undefeated for 21, 22, 23 straight WrestleManias. No one is that close. Or nobody has done that yet.
Yeah. But I'm talking about, like, you know how Kane got like 11 eliminations in 2001.
In a single Rumble.
Yeah, I think Roman Reigns will break it this year.
I don't know about that.
What better way to elevate the guy?
Yeah, you could elevate him that way, but...
Because then he'll etch his, like, name in the record books. As in, you know, Roman Reigns.
Yeah, but he's not going to do it in his first appearance. It took Kane how many Rumbles before he eliminated 11 one?
4, I don't know.
It would be kind of bad for business to... Well, I won't say bad for business, but... It'll be kind of an insult to Kane's legacy to have Roman Reigns come out of nowhere in his first year and do something like that.
It would be, but I don't think Kane would have a problem.
Well, no, because Kane doesn't have a problem letting anyone beat him.
So more reason to do it.
I don't know.
And also about Damien Sandow, I think Damien Sandow might pull a Cody Rhodes. As in, like,
have an amazing performance?
Yeah.
Yeah, pigs fly.
Because hell, who thought Cody was going to have a good performance last year?
Well, considering how early he was in the Rumble, it was certainly possible.
Mm-hmm. I see.
but I don't think he'll go that far. He'll certainly have an okay performance, because that's kind of what they do, but...
Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of tag team dissension in this.
I don't know about dissension, but...
It's a Rumble match.
Save the dissension for, like, the Shield. Since we know that's gonna happen.
Hope not.
Neither do I, but face facts.
Because until we wait for Robert, who are like the people you think would win the Rumble?
Well, clearly Batista is one name that's going to pop up everywhere. Another one is... Actually, I can no longer say Punk has a good chance to win because he's number one.
I wouldn't say that.
I would.
This, the number 30 spot had the same number of wins as the number 1 spot.
Yes, I understand that, but at the same time... When was the last time the number 1 entrant won the Rumble?
Many years ago.
Exactly. And who was the last one to do it? Rey Mysterio. Or was he number 2?
No, I think it was Rey Mysterio.
Well, there you go. Even more of a reason to not think Mysterio's going to pull it off. I mean, Punk. Jesus, what the fuck is wrong with me tonight?
I don't know. I think these echoes getting to you.
They really are. This is fucking terrible. But what are you gonna do? Alright, next up is...
Fandango.
Is Fandango next on the list? Okay. Yeah, he's not gonna have that good of a performance. He'll be in and out pretty quick. I have to imagine.
Yeah, sadly. Next one, Rey Mysterio.
He'll also be out fairly quick because he really has no business being in the top of the Rumble anymore. He honestly should have retired a long ass time ago.
Hall of Fame career? I don't know.
Yes, Hall of Fame career, but he won't be going in the Hall of Fame anytime soon.
Yep.
He'll only go in when he actually retires, which won't be for a long time, sadly.
Since there's nothing stopping him.
Nothing but his own unwillingness to actually retire.
Next up are Cody Rhodes and Goldust.
We're obviously going to get a spot where they're working together, and most likely you're going to have one of them eliminate the other. Most likely Goldust eliminate Cody Rhodes. As like a throwback to last year. It's where Cody eliminated Goldust. Now you have the other brother do the elimination this time. So what are you going to do?
Yeah, that could piss off Cody and he can turn heel.
Exactly.
Because seriously, face Cody can't cut a promo. Just saying.
Well, how many... The brother... Well, Goldust isn't really that great at cutting promos either. He's better than Cody, but that's really not saying a whole lot. Who's,
Next? Kofi Kingston.
Kofi. He actually might have a pretty good performance just because, you know, he beat Orton last week. He had a pretty competitive match with Orton again tonight.
Well, I think
and you know Kofi's the spot monkey, so he's going to have that one moment where...
What do you think he's going to do this year?
I'm not sure, but it will most likely be something completely stupid. Because we've seen him use the chair as a pogo stick. We've seen him cling onto the table and then walk on the barricade to go back. Not sure what he's going to do this year, but it'll be interesting to say the least.
Did you mention a handstand?
Yeah,
Like,
he handstanded 1 year. Yeah, I forgot about the handstand.
yeah.
What do you
And
think
also,
of the last few people? Because you really didn't say much about the Rhodes brothers or Cody. Or Kofi. Fuck!
Archer's not winning. Miz is gonna be a filler guy.
You're getting ahead of us.
Wait, what do you mean?
I told you to talk about the Rhodes brothers and Kofi. You're talking about the people above them on that list.
Well, what is there to talk about them that wasn't already mentioned?
Fine. Alright, you talk about R-Truth then. And then
Archer's
Xavier
not.
Woods.
Okay, I don't see dissension between them because they're like, roughly new tag team. So they'll probably get like 1, 2, 3 eliminations and then probably get tossed by like Roman Reigns in the long run.
Alright, Miz.
Miz is gonna break Santino's record.
Why?
Why? Because it would be funny.
Yeah, but Miz is not a character that's treated like a joke.
Are you really sure
He's
about
not
that?
treated like a main eventer, but he's also not treated like a joke either.
I don't think the IWC thinks that way.
Okay. These are also the people who treat Fandango a lot better than he actually is.
No, Fandango's an amazing wrestler compared to the Miz.
Because clearly he's that great if his theme song is more over than he is.
I don't hear that many people talk about his theme song anymore.
I don't hear that many people talking about him as a wrestler either, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but you can't, deny the guy's abilities.
No, but he's also not at a level that's anywhere near what The Miz has accomplished yet, so yeah.
You got a point there, but not that many people can do a diving leg drop. Just saying.
Yeah, but...
If there isn't like a move that the Miz would be like, holy shit, the Miz did like a fucking Canadian shirt or some shit.
Nice.
Yes.
But when Fandango main events at WrestleMania, get back to me.
He'll probably headline it, but not main event.
Right, like he did with Jericho. Lol.
Dude, that's amazing if you really think about it. You beat Jericho in your fucking debut.
Yes, but then you lose the next night to Jericho.
But WrestleMania is the show. Even though the Raw after is like the best show ever.
Yeah. The Raw after WrestleMania is pretty good, but...
I might buy a ticket one day. Just saying.
Where'd Bobby go?
Probably masturbating.
Alright, he's still on the call.
Okay. So, Big E Langston, your thoughts?
Blocky Langston.
Brony Langston.
Yeah. I could see Langston being in the final 6.
Really?
If only because they're big on him. And they're gonna want at least one big guy who's not established yet. Just for kind of like shock value.
You know how in Rumbles they have like some stare downs between two people you wouldn't really think would fight each other? And all
Langston
that?
and Batista?
No, Roman Reigns and Big E. That would be fucking amazing.
No, but they faced off before.
Have they?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they faced each other on NXT at least once.
Yeah, but that isn't main show. Like, nobody knows. Only IWC knows.
And also, there's the fact that Big E was part of the 6-man tag against the Shield tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if they faced off during that tag match, but they were in the match together. I'm pretty sure that counts for something.
Yeah, but like let's say like Biggie gets like 5 eliminations, and Roman Reigns get like fucking 10, and you fucking have like them stare down. That'd be fucking amazing.
It would be, but odds are it's not going to happen, especially the Roman Reigns eliminating 10 people thing.
I think Robert would think differently if he was here.
I mean, yes, Roman Reigns is probably going to eliminate a lot of people, at least 6 or 7, but they're not going to have him come close to beating Kane's record of single Rumble eliminations in his first year.
Well, what stopped WWE from making Brock Lesnar start when he first came?
Really nothing, but
So what's
Brock
stopping this
had
guy?
all the tools, and Brock didn't need to be part of a faction in order to get over.
You're telling me Roman Reigns doesn't have all the tools? Are you fucking telling me that right now?
Okay, look at Roman Reigns and then look at Brock Lesnar. Which one of those two do you think would be more likely to be pushed to the moon by WWE in their first year? The answer is Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
Roman Reigns needed to be a part of a faction in order to get over. Lesnar does not. Even when he debuted in like 2002 or whatever he did.
I'm back, bitches!
Okay, Robert, you need to talk about this.
Okay.
Or Silver, tell him.
No, you tell him.
No, you fucking... I don't fucking tell him shit. You tell him.
You're the one who's saying he needs to get involved, so you get him up to speed.
Silver thinks that my idea is ridiculous of having Roman Reigns get break Kane's record in eliminations.
Wow, we're still on this?
Yeah.
Well, we covered, after you left, we covered Fandango to Big E Langston. And we were talking about potential stare downs and things like that. Langston and Reigns having a stare down. And then we got to talking about the elimination record. Yeah. He's saying that Roman Reigns is going to come close to breaking Kane's record. I say that's not going to happen in year one.
Huh. I don't think he'll break it, but I think he'll come close to it.
How close?
Like maybe about 5 or 6 away.
See? That's around what I'm saying too. Yes, Reigns is going to have a good performance. There's no reason for him not to, but he's not going to come anywhere near breaking Kane's record year one. It's just not going to happen.
Well, Roman Reigns is one of my main choices of winning the Rumble. Just saying, because I have 4 people who I think could win the Rumble, because I want to think outside the box, and Roman Reigns could be one of them.
I'll agree he has as good a chance as any of the other big names, but he won't make it past the top 5.
What if Roman Reigns gets a high number, from 25 or something?
I'm pretty sure they'll have him be in the mid-teens to late teens just so that he could rack up eliminations.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows?
See,
Roberto, was there anything you wanted to add about guys like the Rhodes brothers and Xavier and Kofi and R-Truth and Miz and all them? We're about to start Alberto Del Rio. Since you were gone, if you want to say anything about these people. All right. So you can talk about Alberto Del Rio.
Other than the fact that I think he's just going to get fed to Batista, I actually would like to see Del Rio do something, because I know a lot of people don't like him, but I know all the stuff he's done, he's as far as the MMA stuff over in Japan and things like that. So the dude really has all the skills to really be champion, but it's WWE and they don't really give a shit about that. But I really think that I don't know if he'll be like a contender, like he'll be in there for a long time or anything, but I just want him to do decent. Because I know since he won the big one, the 40-man one, I don't even think he was in last year's Rumble, was he? No, because he was. I
think he was injured.
No, he was the world champion.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
So yeah, but ever since the 40-man Rumble, he hasn't really been in one, and yeah.
And the 40-man was his first Rumble appearance, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
There you go.
Nothing stopped for him to win, so...
They were big on him at the time, so you can't really be that surprised.
And they're totally not big on Roman Reigns right now.
I am, but I'm also thinking realistically. Roman Reigns has not gotten the kind of push that Alberto Del Rio and all the other people that won the Rumble in their first year have gotten. He's kind of been in the background of the Shield for most of last year.
I think, honestly, that the reason why they're kind of haphazardly pushing Reigns, and also why I don't think they're going to drop the ball like they do with a lot of superstars, is since he's Rocky's cousin, they don't want to piss him off, so they're going to give pretty much leeway with Roman so they can keep on good ties with Dwayne.
Yeah. Which, hell, if that leads to him getting built up properly and not rushed down our throats, all the better.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say about it. As for Del Rio, I almost called him Del Bacho just because I have nothing better to do. But it doesn't really bother that much.
Damn it, Sin Cara.
Yeah, damn it, Del Rio, stop being Mexican like Sin Cara.
And stop getting a concussion.
Yeah, stop giving Ziggler concussions, you asshole. But he'll do decently. I think he's just going to be in there at the end of the day to get eliminated by Batista.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty much a given.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add on Del Rio, Pika?
Perro. No.
Wow. This is one of the two big ones. And I'll let Bobby start just because I know Bobby's a huge fan. CM Punk, the number one entrant in the Rumble.
This one, I know he's not going to win it because, just obvious shit is obvious.
Yeah.
But as far as that goes, I honestly think he's probably going to, if not come close, but I think he'll break Rey Mysterio's record of being the longest entrant in the Rumble. I honestly think that it's probably going to end up being Kane that'll end up screwing him over somehow. Like, I don't know exactly how it would go down, but I think it's going to be Kane being involved in it that gets Punk eliminated. Because I honestly think that at WrestleMania it's going to be Punk versus Kane now.
Why would he face Kane over somebody like Triple H?
Because of the fact that the Authority's trying to do this whole thing where it's like we're not like the old corporation where they're not the dictators like they're making themselves out to be, or that other people are making them out to be. Anyway. So on that same notion, they just want
they want Kane to be the scapegoat for it.
Exactly.
Make it look like Kane's the one with the vendetta instead of them.
Right.
Kind of makes sense. I'm kind of on the same side as you, Bobby, in that Punk will clearly do really well, probably be in the top 4 before he's eliminated, but I don't necessarily see Kane being the one to eliminate him. I kind of see somebody like Batista or, shock of all shockers, Daniel Bryan entering the Rumble and eliminating Punk. But Or hell, maybe even one of the members of the Shield eliminates Punk relatively early as a shocking elimination.
With the help of Kane. Like Kane gives a distraction and like Roman Reigns like spears him or something like that.
Well, if Reigns goes for the spear, he risks spearing himself out of the match.
Be epic to look at.
It would, but more likely scenario would be the Superman punch while Punk is against the ropes.
Oh yeah, that move. Oh my god.
That looked amazing on Raw. I'll just throw that out there.
Yeah, that's gonna be a cash finisher. Just saying.
Yeah. He already has the catch spear.
And Roman Reigns is gonna be OP in 2K50.
He will. But yeah. Punk top 4 easily, maybe even top 3, but he'll be eliminated, or he'll be the shocking elimination early on.
He's like one of those guys who I think would win the match. Like he's in my top 4, only because the company shafted Punk for like a really long time, and what better way to like give a shock to the IWC and having Punk win it. So yeah, that's
Except I'm pretty sure
if Punk won the whole damn thing, the IWC would have a field day.
Yeah.
Well,
and he deserves it.
Then again, I'm pretty sure they'd be mad that it was Punk in that spot instead of Bryan, who they're clearly more behind. But what are you gonna
do? Punk wins the title in the Elimination Chamber. Then all hell will break loose. Because you know what that means.
That would only make sense if Punk doesn't win the Rumble.
No, then Punk will face Bryan.
Okay, then have Bryan win the title in Elimination Chamber, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I said.
No, you said have Punk win it at the Elimination Chamber.
Oh, my bad. I'm pulling a silver.
Fair enough.
God's way.
At least I'm not in this shit country.
At least I'm not silver.
I'm saying your country is shit and so are you.
Oh yeah? Fuck you.
No, I don't swing that way. Unlike you and Yuki.
No, but I mean in a degrading way. Like, teabag.
Still, I don't swing that way, unlike you and Yuki and Star.
Why put Star in that category?
Simple. Because he works at McDonald's.
Oh, you're never gonna live that down?
No. He went from working at Walmart to GameStop, which is already a shit company to begin with, and now he works at McDonald's. The ultimate shitty job. It's kind of hard not to make fun of him for that.
I really can't say much considering I'm working at Burger King, though.
It's still better than McDonald's, though. At least Burger King has a better reputation.
I believe Burger King's better.
Exactly. And did you work at a decent place like Walmart before you went to Burger King, or no?
I worked at a nursing home before I worked at Burger King.
Okay, then.
Well, did you get a better pay before then now, or what?
Oh, yeah, it was better pay then. Before then, I also had better benefits, but the whole thing was just a shitty organization, because they didn't give a damn about their patients or anything. Like, they were letting one guy literally starve to death, and they didn't give a shit.
Wow.
And I wasn't going to be a part of that.
I kind of don't blame you. But we have one person left to talk about before we decide who's actually going to win this match. And that is the return of the animal, Bautista.
Bautista. Whoops.
Roy Tista. There you go. We were on the same page.
Did I mention he's back, or...?
I'm pretty sure I just said it.
Hashtag back.
Hashtag pull more muscles.
Hashtag I look like a middle-aged woman. As in Batista.
Hashtag he still looks better than Pika.
God damn.
I actually can't believe how much muscle mass he's lost.
I
Like
know,
everyone was trying to say, oh, well, he's trying to be lean, and not be all roided up and shit. And I'm like, but he looks so weak now.
And plus, he doesn't have that,
You probably say the same thing with the Warrior nowadays.
Actually, Warrior's still pretty tanked. He's on the juice.
He's on the Jamba Juice?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Alright. Just for our PG audience, we'll go with that. P.S. Jamba Juice is not PG.
Sorry, Wolfie.
Sorry, Pika.
Sorry, Sponsor.
Alright, Batista. Clearly, they wouldn't announce him coming back if he wasn't gonna be a serious contender for actually winning the Rumble. They would, if they didn't want him to be in the top 3 or so, they would not have announced his return. They would have just let it be a surprise. But because they didn't, you have to think he's in the top 3 easily. I can see 2 possible things happening. Either A, like everyone's predicting, he actually wins the Rumble. Or B, he gets screwed over by Brock Lesnar and that leads to their Mania match. Which is the route I personally want to see him go, but I digress. Bobby, what do you think?
What do you mean?
Like, do you think my idea is valid that Brock could screw him, or do you think he's actually going to win the whole thing?
I think Batista's going to win the whole thing, but if they do have an angle where he does get eliminated, it'll probably end up being where Brock's going to screw him or some shit, because the way he even made it sound, and also leading up to this, where Cole had an interview with Paul Heyman, and Heyman was mentioning that Brock isn't scared of any human being. He's like, and he's not scared of any animal either. And then Cole even called him out on it. It's like, well, why did you just say animal? He's like, is that because Batista's returning, or is there another reason? And Paul tried to quickly dismiss it as just him, bullshitting. And he's like, well, it's interesting that you say that. Well, we'd love to see Brock Lesnar take on Batista. And like, as soon as he said that, like, I guess a bunch of people jumped in on it, was like, oh yeah, that'd be so fucking awesome.
It would, honestly. It would be a perfect use of Batista.
Yeah.
Because they can have like an MMA match at WrestleMania.
That, and actually have somebody who deserves to be in the title shot be in the main event of WrestleMania. Cough, Punk, Brian, somebody else, cough.
Yeah, it's either Brian, Punk, Batista, or Roman Reigns. Or like, those are my 4 people who I think winning. Anybody else wins, I'll be like, damned.
Or actually, there is another person. I don't want to see him win, but I'm pretty sure he's going to make his return. RVD.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Ayatollah of rock and roll.
Well, there's about 8 people right now that are listed on a suspect list that they're going to make a Rumble appearance.
All right, we might as well go through them too before we give our overall prediction.
Okay. Like, are we going to do the thing that we had been doing where we're going to talk a little bit about them? Or
yeah, we'll talk a little bit about each person.
Jake the Snake Roberts is the first one.
Yeah, he's not lasting long. Just because I'm concerned about his health, and he's not going to want to do the kind of traveling required of the person that's going to be in Mania. So.
Oh, no, there's no way in hell he's going to have like an extended contract where he's always going to be showing up and popping up like other legends have. But at the same notion, I think he's going to be, like, I actually think he will be in the match, because he's mentioned it before that he doesn't want to go out the way that he had been. Mm-hmm. And he doesn't want to be that guy that's remembered as the drug addict, the alcoholic, and the guy that basically pissed his whole career away because of substance abuse.
Right.
Like, he actually has something out to prove, and he actually looks a fuck ton better than he has for years. So I do think Jake will be in the Rumble. I don't know how long he'll last, but it'll be good to see him come back.
No, I agree that it would be good to see him come back. I don't think he's going to last more than maybe 3 or 4 minutes, tops.
I just want to see him DDT someone.
Oh, yeah.
That would be my mark out moment.
Well, I hate to say it, but $5 he's gonna eliminate Heath Slater. Just saying.
That would not surprise me one bit if he did.
Or Santino.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, more Heath Slater. 3MB.
Yeah, that's true. All right, who's next?
Rob Van Dam.
Yeah, he's another one that probably won't last more than a few minutes, but it'll be, quote unquote shocking to see RVD again.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, he's one of a kind.
kind of, but not really anymore.
Yeah.
I think Rob can still do it.
He can still do it. He looks old as hell, but he can still do it.
Whoa, he doesn't even look like he aged a bit.
Yeah, he does.
Same.
He looks the same, but you can tell he's older.
Well, yeah, that would be the same as like looking at anyone a couple years from now and be like, yeah, you're older.
The only thing I can tell he got older is his hair is thinning. Other than that, he looks a fucking shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Fair enough. Who's next on that list?
Chris Jericho.
I could actually... Who was the last person Jericho faced? Before he left on his latest...
Ryback.
Okay.
I thought it was Curtis Axel.
Actually, yeah, it was Axel. My bad. Well, pay-per-view, it was Ryback.
Right. Okay. So I was gonna say I could see Jericho eliminating the person that took him out at his last appearance.
Oh, he's gonna eliminate Ryback because I think like Ryback came and attacked him afterwards in a Curtis Axel match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's gonna take him out.
But that would, of course, mean that Ryback is in the match, which means people are probably going to get injured because Ryback doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Hey, he's a wrecking ball.
Well, here's the thing. It isn't even so much that he doesn't know what he's doing because the guy does know what he's doing. It's the fact that he don't fucking care anymore. He's got the Zack Ryder mentality of he doesn't give a shit what he's doing out there to anybody.
Right.
I mean, like with that little Twitter thing that actually got him in trouble again. So, I mean, I really have no idea why the fuck this guy isn't fired yet.
Probably because they felt sorry for him in the whole Nexus thing. Because
they're still, I don't know why, but they still have this little glimmer of hope that they're going to have Ryback versus Goldberg at Mania some year.
Whoa. Okay. And pigs fucking fly, and Heath Slater is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion.
The irony of them thinking this, though, is even if by some miracle they do manage to get Bill Goldberg to come back for this match, he will not allow Ryback to fucking go over. He will bury Ryback.
And that is what everyone wants to see.
It'll be a fucking squash is what it'll be. He'll probably just come in, do a couple moves, spear, jackhammer, done.
Yep. Which will still be better than the Goldberg-Lesnar match. I know that's not saying much, but yeah.
That match was just garbage.
Also, I want to bring this up. The whole, when we were talking about Big Show and Lesnar, wouldn't the match be better if Ryback was in that place other than Big Show?
No.
Just saying. No? No change of opinion?
Because at least Big Show actually cares about what's going on. He would be more likely to actually get a good match out of Big Show than Ryback.
Yeah, but I told you, him turning babyface. Because the whole Paul Heyman saying that Ryback's a tool and all that. Ryback shell shocks him. Lesnar gets mad. Emotional feud.
that nobody would give a fuck about.
Yeah, if Ryback went over, people won't give a fuck.
Do you think they would give a fuck leading into the match? No.
This is
No,
true.
not really. But if Ryback went over, they'd be like, Ryback could actually beat Goldberg.
Okay,
Holy
so
shit.
by your logic, Kofi Kingston beating Randy Orton should have gotten the biggest crowd reaction of the year. But,
Yeah, but no-
they were kind of silent for it.
But
The
the thing
crowd
about
really didn't give a shit. They were just kind of like, eh.
Exactly.
But the thing about Kofi Kingston was I wish it was Dolph. Because fuck Kingston. Dolph needed that victory.
That's one thing I really don't understand about with Kofi either, is they try making him do all these dynamic aerial moves and shit and exciting crap, and the crowd just really doesn't give a shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, they would give a shit if it was Sami Zayn.
I'm just waiting for him to get the Zack Ryder attitude where he just doesn't give a fuck. Like, yeah, I'm here. Where's my paycheck?
Pretty much.
Boom.
Boo-boo.
And then Wade Barrett comes in. I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
You're fired, bitch.
First of all, you can't steal my fucking boom like catchphrase. Only I can say boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
Secondly, can we get some decorum, please?
Thirdly,
The Barrett Garage.
can we please blow up Canada? They're blocking my son.
You ever seen that big
Kind of hard to get a
ball
good
of
tan
death?
with Canada in the way.
If Wade Barrett ever says that, he'd probably be my favorite wrestler of all time. Just saying.
Boom.
Yeah.
No.
Exactly. Who's next?
Next up on the list is John Morrison.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
What's funny is like two of the people on this list were like hopefuls from last year too. And,
Wait,
and
let me guess. The other one's MVP.
no, it
Or
actually is,
Shelton Benjamin.
it's Shelton Benjamin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Neither one of those are happening.
Uh,
If they do return, it's going to be an in and out type thing.
it will be, but it would be decent to see him mark out for even just a little bit.
Yeah. And if it's Morrison, he's going to have one of those Rumble spots again, just for old time's sake.
Yeah, when he used to do the Rumble spots, it looked cool. Just saying.
Yeah.
Actually, Morrison was the one. Wasn't it Morrison the one who did the handstand instead of Kofi?
No,
No, but it was Kofi. But
Okay.
Morrison did the parkour where they threw him out and he jumped on the security barricade and like fucking Spider-Man all the way around and jumped from it to the ring steps and then climbed back into the ring.
Yeah.
$5 says Kofi does that this year.
$10 says Kofi's not skilled enough to pull that off.
Oh my god, he might botch it.
Oh, that would be hilarious. Like he goes to jump on it and then he lands and then like the force is enough to shock him where he just lets go and falls down and eliminates himself.
Exactly.
Or probably like overshoots and hits the audience.
Oh, that would be priceless.
Yeah, but
Just goes flying into the front row.
would that still count as an elimination?
I would.
If
His
he
feet
goes
hit
into the
floor.
crowd?
His feet hit the floor outside of the ring. It's elimination in my book.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense.
The funny thing is, it's Kingston. You'd think he would overshoot.
Yeah. That's all I got to say about Benjamin and Morrison.
Well,
I don't know if you guys have anything to say about them, but that's
Ain't no
all I care about.
stopping me. Nah. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
Ain't no stopping me. No.
Ain't no stopping me, nig.
I got golden hair. You know it.
Cisco Benjamin.
Oh my god, that's priceless. That's absolutely priceless. Who's next?
The next one, I actually find this one interesting, and it's a slash one because both of them they both talked about doing it. One of them, I'm almost positive, is not going to do it just because, well, who it is. But the other factor is I don't know how healthy he would be for it. And that this toss-up is Diamond Dallas Page and Scott Hall.
Yeah, Scott Hall's not doing it. DDP would be awesome to see in the Rumble again.
Yeah, I agree with that. I actually would love to see Scott Hall come back. Like, it would be another mark-out moment. And like everyone is saying that Scott looks as good as Jake does because DDP is doing the whole yoga and life-saving shit with him. But
yeah,
at the same time, it's like, okay, do I really want to see Scott Hall come in that's barely able to walk, let alone take a bump, as opposed to someone else that probably would have been more entertaining in there?
Exactly why I'm saying Scott Hall's not going to do it, but it would be awesome to see. As for Jake the Snake, I mean, not to DDP. God, I'm 04,000 tonight. Jesus Christ. You would think I live in Canada or some dumb shit country.
Oh, don't wrap it on me.
No, but DDP. If he does enter, I want him to last a good 15 minutes. Just so fans really get a chance to see what he's all about.
Yeah, because a lot of the new generation of people out there have no idea who he is.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, at Old School Raw, there were so many goddamn people out in the audience that had the whole, who the fuck is that? When Booker T went up to him and they did their skit in the back. And I mean, I'm just like, really? Yeah. Y'all don't know DDP. What the fuck?
He made an appearance in Raw 1000.
Yeah, exactly.
He's in Raw 1000 and they don't know who the fuck he is.
Yeah.
They need to give him a good 10-15 minutes.
You know what's even more worse?
To show why he is good.
You know what's even more worse? He was in WWE 13, and you think kiddies would play with him?
Are you kidding me? Kiddies would be stuck playing Cena, Orton, Punk, Bryan, and all the
Yeah,
other
but you know
over
who
as
he
fuck
is.
people.
His theme song's in the game. You know? Yeah. Stand back.
Again, how many people? You're an idiot.
Wow.
Let's just disregard everything Pika says for the rest of this video.
Good idea.
This is a two-man person for the rest of the video because Pika's fucking retarded.
Is that his theme song? Stand back.
Bobby, who's next?
The next up, I'm honestly going to say, is probably the most interesting out of this possible list as a surprise entrance coming in. Okay. Just because of the fact that you really would have no way of guessing where it would be going, is Jeff Jarrett.
No.
Well, here's
holy shit, that would actually be awesome.
Well, here's the thing, is it's a possibility because of the fact that he's no longer in TNA. He pretty much burned the fuck out of the bridges with the Carters and everything when he left them. And the whole thing is he was upset that they basically put him in that producer's position where he would never have another opportunity to be out there and perform. Like, he would constantly be backstage, which at the same time, yeah, he's got to accept that, and also the fact that he's getting older. But I honestly think Jeff Jarrett can still wrestle.
I haven't seen him wrestle in a long time. It would be interesting to actually see him in a match again, particularly a Rumble, because that's a good way to get back into the swing of things.
Yeah.
But if Jeff Jarrett's making an appearance, by God, the guitar needs to make an appearance. Somebody needs to get knocked the fuck out with a guitar.
I don't even care if it's like Santino or the Great Khali that gets knocked out at that notion. But the other factor on this too is, if he does come back, I kind of want it to be the Jeff Jarrett at the end of WCW that comes back, not the Jeff Jarrett that left WWE. And by that I mean the one that had Deborah with him and basically
Deborah theme song, yeah.
Yeah, that had the Deborah theme song and was like the precursor to the way he was in WCW, but it was just what he should have been while he was in WWE.
Okay.
Yeah, but didn't he leave WWE in bad terms?
He left it in bad terms, but here lately, I swear to God, I don't know of anyone that could honestly have bad terms leaving the company and not have another shot. Because, I mean, look, they've done Bret Hart, they've done Jake the Snake here recently. I mean, Jake left the company on terrible fucking terms the last time he was there, and here he is. He was at the Raw, old school Raw, and then he's even talking about being in the Rumble. So, I mean, that withstanding, I don't really see, unless you're Macho Man Randy Savage, that you could ever not come back to WWE in some way.
Or Benoit.
Well, or Benoit. So, unless you're either going to rape Stephanie or kill your family, you can come back to the company.
Excuse me, wasn't it attempted and not successful?
We don't know. And the whole thing is there's no 100% confirmation on it. And the other factor, too, is I don't think they would honestly come out and say it at this point in time, especially with Savage's death a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Because that would be tarnishing his legacy, and then people would be pissed.
Yeah.
Well,
is that all the names, or are there more names left?
There's one more left, but I really have no whatsoever stake into it, because for one it would be awesome if it happened, but the fact that he's had zero gimmicks, characters, anything in WWE, and the fact that he also is one of those guys that they just don't know how to fucking use because he's an indie sensation and everything, is AJ Styles is listed.
oh my fucking god, I won't stop. I'm telling you. If fucking AJ Styles comes, I'm done. Fuck Tina.
Yeah, but how would they introduce AJ Styles? What
What
would they even say about him?
That's what my defense is as to why he's not going to be doing this. People are trying to tease it on Twitter and shit, saying that since he's not in contract with Ring of Honor, he's not in contract with TNA, he's in talks with Ring of Honor, but he said that he was holding off for a prior engagement, and everyone's like, oh shit, he's going to be in the Rumble. And the internet just went wild with it.
I'm just telling you, if I hear a theme song from TNA, I'm gonna fucking
I don't think they'd use the TNA theme.
They can't.
Exactly.
Oh fuck.
They would need to give him a brand new theme song, and
I mean, unless, because, they do this shit all the time here lately where they'll have, an under-the-table contract drug up and everything, and we don't know about it until they actually make their debut. Because, look at last year's Rumble when Jericho came back. Everyone's like, well, what the fuck is he doing there? And then about a couple days to a week later, it's like, oh, yeah, by the way, guys, I signed a 3-month temporary contract with the company. It's like, oh, well, you could have told us that, you dick.
I find it kind of, I'll say one thing about AJ Styles. I don't really know anything about him, but that's because I watched the lesser of two shitty wrestling programs, the shittier one being TNA. So I don't really know anything about AJ Styles, but I'll admit it would be cool for those people who actually like him to see him in the Rumble. But like Bobby said, how would you fucking explain it?
Okay,
yeah, literally, because the fact of the matter is anyone in the IWC was following AJ before and after the TNA stuff in the indie circuits. So they would know him, and then you'd know that some of the people in the crowd would be like, oh, fuck yeah, AJ Styles. They'd be going crazy about it. But then you'd have the other 50% of the crowd going, who the fuck is this guy?
Exactly.
And they don't want that, because that would literally, they would ask so many damn questions and be confused as to who he is and what he's doing there that they're like, oh, well, yeah, go you, guy that's doing all this crazy shit.
Okay, I'm gonna say something.
It would have been the same thing with Bo Dallas had they not done the tournament in NXT.
Oh,
nobody
yes.
would have known who the fuck he was unless they explained it.
Speaking of, they said that one NXT superstar would be in the Rumble, and they were going to do the whole NXT Battle Royal thing to decide who was going to be in it.
Okay.
Okay,
I have a feeling it's Zayn. Either Zayn or Adrian Neville would be good.
I actually think Corey Graves will be it. Because I think they need to actually drum him up to the main roster because they need more heels.
Okay, I got two choices. One is like my personal, but one WWE, and my first one is Tyler Breeze, because if they fucking introduce Tyler Breeze, I'm gonna fucking like mark out. But most likely he's gonna be Alexander Rusev. Just saying.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
he's
a-
actually due any time to be drummed up to the main roster because he actually spoiled that himself and almost botched it for himself by doing that. Because he put up like on his Twitter thing, he was like, "Well, I'm moving soon," and everyone's like, "Okay." It's like you're not moving into a house or anything, so where the fuck you going? Oh wait, he's going to the main roster.
I was waiting for some people to say FCW. Just for shits and giggles.
SCW.
Well played. Although, the only reason why I'm skeptical about Corey is, has he really been on TV the last month or so?
And isn't he injured?
Yeah, and if he's injured, why would he be in the Rumble match?
I mean, Robert's like, fuck.
I mean, unless the injury's healed and they just kept him off TV for the sake of keeping him off TV. But even still, you have better, I won't say better, but more prominent heels right now in people like Rusev or Breeze or, hell, Aiden English.
Okay, Adrian English and Tyler Breeze are the two people who I fucking see will go in a Rumble, but won't pull up Bo Dallas and just go back to NXT, because I think that one night appearance, it might be like fucking over. Like, people hear Tyler Breeze, they're not gonna be like, holy shit, who the fuck is this guy? And they're gonna be like, you know, oh my god.
An interesting thing as far as Rusev that they were talking about when they drummed him up to main is they're going to have him attack and jump and beat up Big E Langston.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh, I find it kind of funny in this whole conversation that we've had. Not once was Sheamus mentioned in either of those lists.
Who?
Do you think Sheamus is going to appear in the Rumble?
I don't know, because of the fact that he's talked about it before, that he wants to be back and he wants to be in the title hunt and shit, which, you know, go fucking figure, anyone would.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, he hasn't been giving his reports as far as how far he's come along in his injury, rehabilitation, shit like that, like everyone else has done.
Mm-hmm.
So that just begs the question, is he ready yet? Is he not ready yet? Can he come back? And, yeah. Honestly, I can see him coming back in the Rumble, but at the same time, I'm like, eh.
Like, you don't want to see it just because Sam died.
I actually, no, it's not even that. I actually like Sheamus, but I just see the fact that if he comes back, it's not going to be a big impact on it. It's just going to be like, oh, Sheamus is back, and he's eliminated by Batista.
I think Sheamus would be good if he comes back the night after Royal Rumble. Because he'd be a waste of a slot, just saying, even though if he turns heel. Because how are you going to turn heel in a Rumble? You know?
That is actually a good point.
Yeah. People are saying that, like Brian is like freaking, I don't know how can I say it, but he can work with anybody in the company at this point. Like, if they turn Sheamus heel, he can face him. He has heat with Triple H. He can face Randy. He can face practically anybody in the roster and make it like a credible match at Mania.
Sure enough.
It also makes me go to Brian, because I actually thought about like 3 different kinds of scenario for WrestleMania for Brian, but I'm kind of wondering which is the best to make him over, so I'm just gonna list it right now. So, Brian versus Triple H. What do you guys think?
The most likely of the scenarios, and probably one that I would want to see the least.
Okay. Brian versus Randy.
For the title or not for the title?
Title.
I would want to see that. Just so Brian can finally have his fucking moment.
And finally...
The reason why I say I'm against Brian versus Randy for the title is because he'll take the pussy way out again. Or they'll have him take the pussy way out where he'll just hit him in the balls right in front of the ref or something.
Or he loses cleanly. And Brian...
Yeah, exactly. Like he'll get an RKO out of nowhere or some shit.
And also, this one, but I don't think you guys will agree until I fully explain it. But Taker.
You don't even need to explain Taker versus Bryan.
Okay, then what do you think about it?
It wouldn't be the worst use of Bryan at Mania.
But like, do you know how they can set it up or not?
Yeah, the same way they set up Punk and Taker. Have them have like a fatal 4-way.
Nope.
Determine who faces Taker and Bryan wins.
Okay, first off, remember you like the ones who bashed that idea, saying that like that was a fucking retarded idea having a fatal 4-way to face Undertaker?
No, because the streak is more meaningful than hell. At this point, it's probably more meaningful than the WWE title.
Be right back.
Yeah, but I don't know, because like the writer got fired because that was a really retarded idea. Like having a fatal 4-way, it wasn't like, it wasn't like chemistry, it's not chemistry in there. But have Undertaker have the ultimate respect for Bryan, saying that there's only one person in the roster who I feel is capable of facing me at WrestleMania, and that is Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan comes out, and then fucking Undertaker cuts like a huge promo saying that how, Bryan, you worked for this is your opportunity, and if you prevail, then like, something, but I won't go easy on you and all that, and they can actually make a perfect scenario of having Bryan win, because at this point, Bryan's bigger than Punk. I hate to say it, even though I'm not like a huge
may I ask a stupid question?
Yeah, go.
Why the fuck would Taker talk like that?
Why? Because his year, like, what better way of ending it, like WrestleMania 30? Because don't you want him to end it in 30?
I do, but that would be so out of character for Taker.
No, it wouldn't. Because
it kind of would.
No, it wouldn't. How? Okay, explain how.
Explain how. How about the fact that Taker is a dead man? He's not supposed to talk that often, and now suddenly you're going to have him cutting a promo, talking about the second biggest person in the company right now. The only reason why Taker talks so much against Punk is because of the whole Paul Bearer.
I think there'll be plenty of people who would like disagree with you and saying that Undertaker has been humanized throughout the whole year, and what better way of putting Bryan over is just him to put him over.
Okay, it would be a good way to put him over. I won't disagree with you there, but
because it'll be stupid saying, I have no ideas of facing anybody, so I choose the Undertaker. Like how they did with the whole Punk thing, because the whole Punk thing was like retarded. The only thing that saved it was because the whole Paul Bearer death. But yeah.
I won't even say that saved it, but it definitely gave them an actual storyline reason to be facing.
No, that really saved it because there'd be no heat in the match, and the only thing you'd remember is a good match. Other than that, you'd be like, why the fuck did CM Punk face Undertaker?
I guess.
Exactly. And if you haven't put Bryan over, that just makes Bryan look like $1 million before the match even starts, or even begins, or the feud even begins.
I suppose.
And why I asked this question is because if you think about the longevity, what really makes a star? What made Austin a star? Him winning titles or his feud against Vince?
Well, the feud with Vince, but you're talking about two different animals now.
No, I'm not, because Triple H is the Vince of this company, and Randy's like the title, and we all want Bryan to win the title, but would that really make him a major star? Yes, he won the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, but it wouldn't really give him that flavor of elevation if he beat Triple H, for example, at Mania, because then it'd be like, all that, longevity of him getting owned and all that finally ends, and he can finally get that justification like we got with Bray Wyatt, But on a larger scale.
Yeah, I guess.
But then facing Undertaker, there's only one person he chooses or faces Undertaker. And what better way of having something bigger than the WWE title, bigger than Triple H, than the streak, and potentially have Bryan win? That just Cena will be no contention over how of a star Bryan would be at that point. Just saying, and I want you to argue about that, but I kind of doubt you will.
If they wanted to use the streak to actually create a star, why didn't they let Punk end the streak last year? When Punk was as over as Bryan is right now.
Okay, I'm a diehard Punk fan, but Punk didn't cement something in wrestling where you're like, holy shit, this guy actually has a huge cult following outside of wrestling and inside of wrestling, which makes you think, oh, this guy will be the next Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yes, this guy. But the thing is, there are plenty of people saying that the only reason why CM Punk got over is because he was in Chicago. If he was from any other state or any other place, he wouldn't really be that over. And if it was for Chicago, he wouldn't be over. And Chicago is in his name and all that. Bryan, on the other hand, doesn't matter where the fuck you are. He will get the reaction from anywhere, from Tokyo, from Europe, from etc. And fucking Bryan just has that star ability. And I'm telling you the truth, I don't really like Bryan, but what really made me like Bryan is because everybody's loving him. Like, Bryan doesn't have, like, you know, the reason why I like Punk is, like, I idolize him. I'm like, holy shit, this Punk guy is like a renegade, a sociopath or whatever, and just like, oh shit, I actually want to be him. But Bryan's just this average dude, but he gets the reaction of Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I'm like, he has to be the next star. I hate to say it, as much as I want Punk being that guy. I don't know if you have any ideas of that, but Daniel Bryan, longevity, he's gonna be bigger than Cena. Just saying.
I agree with him being bigger than Cena somewhere down the line, but I don't. He's not there yet. Popularity-wise, he clearly is. Nobody's gonna argue that with the brain, but he has a ways to go.
And also, there are like some people saying that, oh, if Bryan's so over, why don't people buy his merchandise? It's easy to just do a yes chant. Why don't you actually support the guy and buy the pay-per-views and buy the merch and etc. John Cena,
Which
people
is a very
buy.
good question.
It's true, but it takes time cementing a star. Like Cena, do you think Cena was fucking over when he was Thugonomics? No.
Actually, he kind of was.
Okay, to the lengths of Daniel Bryan, currently right now.
Hell no.
And I'm assuming the real reason why Bryan's as fucking over as he is right now is because WWE hasn't cemented any stars. Like, back then there was like Batista and Triple H and Undertaker and etc. To them, John Cena was just like fucking, I don't know what to compare him. Probably was, in this age, maybe the Miz, as in accolades and all that, but then he soon, like, you know, grew and finally became this big, huge face that we see every single fucking day now. But Bryan, I hate to say it, has like this elevation that like nothing can really bring him down. And if he was in this Rumble, like, if it wasn't for Batista, he was a shoo-in. And I don't think anybody would disagree on that, but
I won't disagree with that.
yeah, like, I'm telling you the truth, like, Bryan's an amazing wrestler. Bryan overall is better, like, probably the best wrestler in the company right now. But like,
I won't disagree with that.
Yeah, but as in character-wise, he's just stale, bro. But like, at the same time, you just want to root this guy. Because he just has this fan following that's amazing. Like, it's synonymous. Like how Hogan's following was synonymous back in the 80s.
Yeah. And Austin's in the Mid to late 90s.
And Punk doesn't have that. Which
He
pisses
had
me.
it. He lost it though.
No, every time Punk was over, there would always be this haters. You see any Dan Bryan haters at all right now? Anybody saying Daniel Bryan sucks? No one. No fucking one.
Oh really?
Yes.
Okay. How many Punk haters were around during the summer of Punk when he delivered that pipe bomb?
Nobody.
And did that pipe bomb not make him the most over person in the company at that moment?
He was the biggest commodity in wrestling at that point. Yeah.
Kind of like Bryan is now.
Yeah, but Bryan is maintaining his fan following. CM Punk isn't.
How long has Punk been not Punk, has Bryan been the biggest commodity in wrestling?
Ever since he broke up from Team Helmo.
And between the Punk and Bryan, which one had better momentum from their commodity status? The person who won the title at SummerSlam only to get screwed the next night, or the pay-per-view after and over and over and over again, or the guy who held the title for 400 plus days?
The guy who held the title for 400 plus days.
I rest my case.
Yes, but I'm talking about longevity, like right now. Even though you're going to say it's too early for Bryan. Would you have the same argument next year and say that Bryan will still have haters, or would you still agree with me and be like Bryan will never get haters?
See, now here's the funniest thing about this.
Yes.
I am a Bryan fan.
Mm-hmm.
I have liked Bryan since I first saw him in WWE.
Yeah, it was pretty cool in the beginning. That was my favorite incarnation of Dan Bryan.
I can't speak for any of the indie stuff because I never saw any of the indie stuff with Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
But I've known Punk longer. I've been more exposed to Punk, so therefore I'd say to think more highly of Punk than Bryan. But both of them are phenomenal in their
AJ
roles.
Styles. Yeah.
Fuck AJ Styles.
You said phenomenal. That's his nickname. The phenomenal.
Fuck AJ Styles.
Okay. Before you start dissing AJ Styles,
I'm not dissing AJ Styles, but he has no business in this conversation right now.
Okay. Because I was gonna go on a tirade actually, and then I was gonna explain to you how AJ is better than both Bryan and CM Punk.
He may very well be, but I have not been exposed to AJ Styles, so until I have been, I can't comment on AJ Styles.
Yep.
To be completely fair, and I think you can call that fair as well.
Yeah, I can call that fair. I respect that.
I'm not going to sit here and bash someone that I know nothing about.
Yep, that's true.
But in terms of longevity, Punk has taken advantage of it more than Bryan has.
Yes.
You can't argue. You can't really debate that.
Okay, but the thing is,
even taking the 434 out of the equation.
Mm-hmm.
When Punk first debuted, he was over as hell in that Survivor Series match, more over than DX.
Wait, who are you talking about? Punk?
Yeah.
Punk. You said he debuted in Survivor Series?
No, but Survivor Series was his first pay-per-view with WWE. Remember when he was a part of ECW?
Okay, yeah.
He was more over than DX.
Yep. I'm not gonna deny. That's true.
But because he was in ECW, he proceeded to get buried.
Yeah, that was like the NXT of that era.
Yeah. But he built himself up despite, all that, and became the Punk we know that feuded with Jeff Hardy in 2009.
The thing about Punk at that moment is, I always knew Punk was a great wrestler, but it was always that. Like, I didn't know his mic skills. I didn't know how great he was outside of wrestling, etc., etc. But the moment he did that whole Jeff Hardy thing, cemented me as a fan because I'm like, holy shit, he's cashing in on Jeff Hardy. You should have seen like all my friends. They were fucking crying, bro.
Same. When his feud with Jeff Hardy is what turned me into a fan. Although I did like him in ECW, but Jeff Hardy was when he really busted out of his shell for me.
That's when he became a breakout star in my eyes.
Yeah.
And as he
Bryan hasn't really had as many opportunities as Punk to actually break out and, become his own. And honestly, as over as Bryan is, he hasn't really capitalized on it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Hence the bland as hell character.
The thing is, Bryan and CM Punk are modern day Chris Benoit and Eddie, but both are alive. If Eddie and Chris Benoit were both still alive, who would you think would be the bigger star?
Two different styles. They would both be equally big in their own right.
Like Batista and Cena, right? Something like
that.
No.
You said it perfectly when you said that Bryan and Punk are the Batista and the Eddie and Benoit of this generation.
Yeah.
They would be equally popular as Eddie and Benoit were in their day.
Let me rephrase myself. When I said Batista and Cena, I mean rise to stardom
as in
and
the number one and number two in the company. Yeah, I know what you meant. But
okay.
Fuck if I'm gonna admit Cena's the best in the company.
You'd rather die.
I'd rather get trolled by hearing The Rock and John Cena's names again.
Yeah. Oh man.
Fuck Bobby.
But okay, two different styles, but really, just who do you think? Like, guess.
Ultimately, I would probably have to go with Benoit.
How so?
Benoit has given more 5-star matches than Eddie. Yes, Eddie had more charisma than Benoit, but Benoit was completely untouchable when it came to wrestling ability. Just like Daniel Bryan is right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, Eddie was a lot more entertaining and all that, but
the thing about Eddie is his whole gimmick was lie, cheat, and steal. And as much as that was an amazing gimmick,
yes.
When would that gimmick get old? Because you would assume that gimmick would get old at some point and be like, why the fuck is Eddie still doing this for fucking 11 years? Or some shit like that. Right? Or would you be like, oh, it's a norm?
But...
Or would you be like, it's a norm?
It's kind of the same argument that you can use with Stone Cold's gimmick.
And same
There's only so many times you can see him drink beer and, give somebody a stunner. But
and same thing with The Undertaker.
Taker has had several gimmick changes over the years. He went from the Dead Man to the American Badass to back to the Dead Man.
Yeah,
he at least changed it up.
Yeah, he did.
But you're forgetting the Ministry, too.
Yeah, but he was still the Dead Man at that point.
Yeah, but he was a different kind of Dead Man.
Okay, fair enough. The only thing I really remember from the Ministry is the attempted wedding of Stephanie McMahon with her on the cross.
Oh, yes.
That's all I remember from Ministry Taker.
I remember the Ministry Corporation thing.
The corporate ministry.
Yeah.
I remember that a little bit, but not enough to where I can really recall moments. But we went way off topic.
Yeah.
It was a good conversation, but we went way off topic.
But care to explain what we were talking about to Bobby?
Do what?
Like, what we were talking about Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. Could you explain to him?
We were comparing them to Eddie and Benoit. We were debating which one is more over or has the more longevity in terms of popularity and how well they utilized it and all that.
I think Punk has longevity hands down out of the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Which I'm not saying that Bryan doesn't, but out of the two of them, I see Punk lasting longer than Daniel Bryan.
Wait.
But
what?
when you say that, you're not bashing Bryan's abilities in the ring or anything like that, yes?
No.
Exactly. Same here.
I actually think the opposite. Do you think CM Punk's gonna be in a company longer than Bryan? Like, really?
Yeah.
I mean, you think the same thing too, Silver?
I think between the two of them, Punk will leave first, but Punk will leave a more lasting legacy behind than Bryan will.
Okay, I get it. Yeah.
I think Bobby kind of meant the same thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Just saying, I'm a.
We're not taking anything away from Bryan at all, but comparing their careers at this point is like.
Yeah, I'm a bigger Punk fan, but Bryan has this cult following that will not stop. Just saying. I don't think it would ever stop.
WWE will find a way to make it stop. That's one thing you can count on.
And when WWE does
If they turn him heel again, I guarantee you half of that cult following stops.
Yeah.
Oh, true. But WWE always, audience always rebels. Like, Punk. As much as they keep him heel, he always beat you.
But that's just because of how over his character was. Bryan does not have a character. It's over. His wrestling ability is over.
Yeah, I must be, lost in the yes chants.
Well, you are easily entertained, so I'm not that surprised.
Isn't that a good thing? I won't be a critic like you.
Well, you go ahead and follow the buzzards. I'll stay in reality.
Alright, enjoy your reality era, PG Punk.
Enjoy living in the past, Attitude Era bitch.
Fuck you, ruthless aggression.
Oh well, we've rambled on long enough. We need to decide who's actually winning the Rumble. Pika, since you're in La La Land, you can go first.
Batista. Because he's back.
Hashtag back.
Okay, we've got shit answer. Bobby, your final pick for who's going to win the Rumble match.
Chris Benoit.
Give this
Your
guy a
serious
medal.
answer.
Give this guy a
Who's going to
medal.
win the Rumble match?
Serious answer, Batista.
Wait, we can have joke answers? I think Bobby Lashley's winning.
I was going to say Eddie Guerrero.
Too soon.
Too soon. Fuck, if you want a joke answer, Xavier Woods is winning the Rumble.
No, Zack Ryder.
Did Xavier lose in 30 seconds today?
Something like that.
Holy fucking shit, this guy's being jobbed.
Holy shit, a person who's new in the company getting jobbed out? What a surprise.
Yeah, he needs to go back to NXT before he becomes like Zack Ryder.
Well, he's working on his masters.
They're actually debating on sending Zack Ryder to NXT.
What do you think about that,
Yeah, that's
Bobby?
a joke and a half.
What's your thoughts about that, Bobby?
Roberto.
If they told me that they're getting ready to send me to NXT, I'd quit.
Oh,
if they actually send him to NXT, you quit?
No, if I was him, I would quit.
Agreed.
well, and Tony
That would be
Cesaro.
like the lowest of the low. You were actually somewhat of a main eventer years ago. You even won a singles championship, and then now you're just on an internet show.
Yeah. Then again, couldn't you say the same thing about Cesaro?
Exactly.
No, because they at least show up on Raw and SmackDown.
Oh.
That is actually true. But based on the people that are on this list, and based on everything that we've said, there are 3 people that I can see actually winning this. And just because I don't want to go the fucking obvious route, I'm ruling out Batista.
But he's back.
Hashtag back.
Exactly.
Yeah, but he doesn't deserve to win the Rumble, so fuck him. First, the CM Punk, just as the ultimate fuck you to the Authority. Second, as the surprise winner, Roman Reigns.
Thank you.
And third would be Bryan, also as the fuck you to the Authority. And that's really all I'm going to say about that.
Mine is like similar to Silver's, but Batista.
Oh, I guess I would be an idiot to not say that Batista has as good a chance as anyone to win. I just don't want to see him win because too predictable is too predictable.
But he walks alone.
I am waiting for a prediction video where you do not make stupid puns using people's theme songs.
Woo, you know.
Okay, Silver, I'm sick of all these people talking out their heads, like you two. I never understood a damn thing you guys said. From words. I'm joking.
R.I.P. Pika.
And this is why nobody believes in God.
Or Canada.
And this is also why drugs are as popular as they are, because obviously, for Pika to be saying the things that he does, there are a lot of drugs going around.
Yeah, like
Oh, well, any last words before we end this?
Bro, so he's a main event player.
And Pika is the main event booker.
Booker T. Booker P.
Any last words, Roberto?
Yeah, I got a few of them, actually.
Uh-oh.
Last night, I stuck my cock into a Nintendo, and I had to find out the hard way that this dick ain't no game. So if any of you are interested, please send a comment on this video.
You heard it first! Roberto's cock is ready to be inserted into Nintendo systems. Everyone enjoy.